You know that feeling when you get your first real paycheck? It feels like you finally crossed the finish line. But what if it's actually a fork in the road? Today, we are breaking down the quiet, kind of unglamorous choices that separate looking rich from actually being rich. And spoiler alert, it's got very little to do with how much you earn. It's all about resisting that constant pressure to perform.
Okay, so let's get right into it. Meet Marcus and Tyler. Same age, same city, they even have the exact same $85,000 salary. But when you look at their finances, they are on completely different planets. Marcus, he looks successful, but his net worth is actually negative. Tyler, on the other hand, is basically financially invisible, and yet he's quietly on his way to becoming a millionaire. So what separates them? It's not luck, it's not genius, it's a series of small daily decisions. Let's start by walking down the path that probably looks pretty familiar to a lot of us.
All right, so let's follow Marcus's path first. Now, I want to be clear. Marcus isn't some irresponsible guy. He didn't make one giant catastrophic mistake. He just did what felt normal after he landed his first real professional job. And honestly, that's the trap. Normal in our culture so often means performing wealth, and that performance, it comes with a hidden and very, very hefty price tag.
So what's going on in our heads that makes us do this? Well, it's a real psychological thing we all experience. It's called the spotlight effect. We feel like we're constantly on a stage, right? And that everyone is judging the car we drive or the clothes we wear or the neighborhood we live in. But here's the kicker. The reality is, most people are way too busy starring in their own show to even notice yours.
So what's the actual cost of performing for this imaginary audience? Well, we can actually put a number on it. Let's call it the status tax. A pretty conservative estimate puts this at about $15,000 a year. That's money spent on things that are functionally identical to cheaper options, but they project a better image. It's like an invisible fee you pay just to look successful.
So where's that money going? Well, the number one culprit, the biggest offender, is almost always the brand new vehicle. That shiny truck Marcus drives, the average payment is $867 a month. It's the ultimate status symbol, and it is also one of the most efficient wealth-destroying machines you can possibly buy as a young professional.
And leak number 2? You guessed it, dining out. And come on, let's be honest with ourselves. A huge chunk of this isn't about amazing food. It's about being seen at the trendy new spot. It's the Instagrammable lunch, the fancy cocktails. It's performance dining. And man, is it draining our budgets.
And here's the punchline. This is where it all adds up. After Marcus pays for his truck, his impressive apartment, and the lifestyle that keeps up this image, he has just $133 left from his $5,200 take-home pay. And get this, that's before his minimum credit card payment. So once that hits, boom, he's actually in the red every single month.
And this right here, this captures the feeling perfectly. This is the emotional reality of living like Marcus. He makes a great salary, so yeah, he's technically comfortable. But he has one unexpected expense, a flat tire, a sick pat, away from total disaster. It is a constant, low-grade terror hiding behind a very confident social media feed.
Okay, so that's the scary path. What's the alternative? Let's switch gears and look at Tyler's path. Now, there's no secret crypto win here, no rich uncle in the background. His financial success is built on a foundation of habits that are so boring, so unglamorous, that nobody would ever post about them. But you know what? They work.
You know, it really just boils down to 4 simple rules. 1, drive a car you actually own, paid off. 2, when you get a raise, pretend it never happened. Bank 100% of it. This is the single best way to avoid that dreaded lifestyle inflation. 3, treat your savings like a bill. Automate it, make it the first thing that comes out of your paycheck, not an afterthought. And 4, cook at home more than you eat out. That's it. It's not complicated, it's just unpopular.
And the result of these boring habits? It is staggering. Tyler's take-home pay is the same $5,200, but because he drives a paid-off used car and lives in a fine apartment instead of an impressive one, his total expenses are just over $2,800. This leaves him with a massive surplus to invest every single month.
So this is the number I really want you to remember. $2,390. That is the monthly cash flow gap between Marcus's life and Tyler's life. It is the cost of the performance, and it is also the rocket fuel for building real, actual, lasting wealth.
Okay, now for the really fun part. How does that boring monthly surplus actually become life-changing freedom? This is where the mathematical magic of just being consistent takes over. It is the least exciting, but by far the most powerful force in all of finance.
And it's all powered by this one concept: compound interest. The simplest way to think about it is like a snowball rolling down a hill. It starts small, but as it rolls, it picks up more snow, gets bigger, and moves faster and faster. And eventually, your money starts doing more of the heavy lifting than you are.
And here's what that looks like in the real world. Just look at how that $2,390 a month absolutely explodes over time. In 10 years, Tyler has nearly $500,000. In 20 years, it's $1.8 million. By year 30, that simple, unsexy habit has turned into over $5 million. This is the payoff. This is the reward for choosing substance over status.
And you know what? This lines up perfectly with everything we know about actual millionaires. They are not who you think they are. The #1 car brand among them isn't BMW or Mercedes, it's Toyota. The vast majority, 79%, got zero inheritance. A third of them never even earned a six-figure salary in a single year. They are masters of the unsexy habit. And if you need any more proof, this chart says it all. Who's actually buying all the fancy, high-end luxury cars? A stunning 86% of them are purchased by non-millionaires. The people buying the symbols of wealth are, overwhelmingly, not the ones who actually have it. It's pretty wild when you think about it.
So this all brings us to a really crucial point. We need to completely reframe the entire goal. See, the end game isn't about hitting some specific number in your bank account. The real prize is something much, much more valuable.
It forces you to stop and ask yourself a really fundamental question. When you spend your money, especially on these status items, what are you actually trying to purchase? Is it approval? Is it confidence? A sense of belonging?
Because when you practice this kind of financial discipline, when you choose the unsexy habit, you're buying something else entirely. You are buying time. You are buying choice. You are buying the freedom to design your own life, completely on your own terms.
And this is what that freedom actually feels like in the real world. It's not about yachts or private jets. It's about getting an unexpected car repair bill for $1,000 and feeling annoyed at the inconvenience, not terrified that your world is about to fall apart. That feeling, right there, that's what real wealth is.
So here's the bottom line, the one thing to take away from all this. Looking wealthy earns you nothing. There is no award ceremony for having the nicest truck in the office parking lot. The only thing that matters, the only thing that builds your future, is the gap between what comes in and what you keep. Because that gap, that's where your freedom is built.
And if you need one last little piece of motivation, just look at the mind-blowing opportunity cost of all this. That normal $499 car payment, invested over a career, that becomes over $800,000. Gone. For the average person with a car payment, student loans, and credit card debt, those payments, if invested, would grow to over $2.2 million. It is a staggering transfer of your future wealth to someone else. So I'm going to leave you with this question. Forget trying to change everything at once. That's overwhelming. What is the one unsexy choice? The one small act of financial rebellion against that pressure to perform that you could make today to start building your own path to freedom? Because that one little choice, that's where it all begins.